Yes.
Okay. Gavin Newsom's Reparations Committee will recommend handing out $223,200 per person to all descendants of slaves in California for housing discrimination at a cost of $559 billion in nation's largest restitution effort ever.
Good for California.
It's been good for California. This benefits the whole nation, don't it? So now this can pass through every other place.
Good for them.
For them.
Yeah, I'm happy for California.
It's not us, it's them.
They are a part of us. We're all, I'm just saying, now, they live in the state of California.
Stephen A said, I said us, we. You said them.
Well, Stephen A would say that. He's a tether. So,
a reparations committee in California has suggested the descendants of slaves in the state could be compensated $223,000 each for housing discrimination. The 9-member Reparations Task Force was formed by California Governor Gavin Newsom as part of the country's largest effort ever to address reparations for slavery. A focus of the California Task Force has been housing discrimination. It has been estimated that it would cost around $569 billion to compensate the 2.5 million Black Californians for setbacks between 1933 and 1977. That's more than California's $512.8 billion expenditure in 2021, which included funding for schools, hospitals, universities, highways, policing, and corrections. However, discussions are still underway, and the panel is continuing to consider how payments should be made. Some suggested tuition and housing grants, while others proposed cash. The task force has also identified 4 other causes for reparations: mass incarceration, unjust property seizures, devaluation of Black businesses, and health care. So the Reparations Task Force reparations is not about slavery.
They didn't put it in this article.
When they said right here, the task force has also identified 4 other causes outside of housing discrimination: that's mass incarceration, unjust property seizures, devaluation of Black businesses, and health care.
Maybe they forgot slavery. I mean, that's the big,
That's the one that's going to put the numbers up. Like,
that's why they couldn't put that in there. Because that's going to bankrupt.
Yeah, that's when shit over with.
They can't do it.
New research shows that reparations payments could increase life expectancy of Black Americans. I only put this up to say this. Yeah. I mean,
you give people more money,
they're going to take better care of themselves.
They'll invest.
I mean, not all the time, but I mean, I would imagine that's kind of how that go. I don't even got to read this article.
They're going to go to the doctor. They're going to go their teeth. They're going to focus on their health.
In healthier environments,
They're not going to be living around sewers and gas.
Exactly. So, yeah. I want to show this too. He says his landlord is harassing him to leave a $450 a month apartment. A 17-year-old man who lived in the same building for years, he says in the lawsuit that a neighbor and his landlord are jointly using dubious tactics to push him out.
Where does he live where he paying $450 a month?
And that's why he ain't leaving. That's exactly why he ain't leaving. For months, an unknown green liquid sipped through the cracks of the kitchen ceiling in Francis Roberts' basement apartment. Music, sometimes exceeding 100 decibels, about as loud as jackhammer, still blasts from an apartment upstairs at all hours of the day. Mr. Roberts, 77, who has lived in the Crown Heights building. Crown Heights.
That's the Jewish area.
That's the Jewish area.
What the hell he doing in that area?
I wonder what's going on there. Who's trying to get him out? For more than 20 years, and certain of the noise and strange green substance are coming from an apartment of his new neighbor. Soon after the new neighbor moved in, squatters began camping in makeshift tents. Well, it sounds like Seattle. Makeshift tents.
We don't even. This place is just
finished. That was pitched near the entrance of his apartment. Chickens roamed the front yard and trashed the drug paraphernalia littered in narrow path of his door. Until last week, 2 portable toilets clogged with frequent use were placed in front of Mr. Roberts' bedroom windows. It has been hell.
But he's a fighter.
He's definitely a fighter. So he went through and discussed how they're trying to get him out, the unfair treatment he's received. As you can see, look who it is.
White people.
I don't think these are white people. Well, they're all white, but I think those are Jewish people. I don't know. I'm assuming they're.
Protect elderly Black tenants.
That's his family. Crazy how they can do you when you don't own nothing. Remember they did, what borough was that? Was that Harlem? And they did a painting of a celebrity on the wall, and the building owner had it covered up and said that, well, I'll let it stay if you pay me $1,000 a month. So I have to, in my own neighborhood, I have to pay you to keep a mural up. Someone who meant a lot to this area. When you don't own it, that's how they do you. All right. You ought to be ashamed. 82-year-old Alabama woman says arrest over $77 trash bill was unjust, unnecessary.
How long that bill been past due?
Oh, here you go. See, wow, you gonna try to blame the lady?
How long that bill been past due? Would you ever plan on paying it? They had to do something to shake you up and say, pay your damn bill.
Pay your bill. I do pay my bill.
I do pay my bill.
Pay your damn bill. He told her not to cry. One of the officers who come to arrest Martha Menfield, an 80-year-old black woman.
Clearly.
Huh?
It was a black officer.
Yeah, he probably felt
cry.
like trash doing. He's like, I can't believe they got me doing.
I got locked up this old little black lady.
Yeah, he said, please don't cry. I'm gonna break down.
You ain't no damn better than them.
Yeah. It
so
hurt.
He had to start off with, please don't cry.
And you know it sting when you turn around with tears in the eyes and you go, God.
Why that be ashamed?
I would be ashamed of yourself. But I ain't feeling no sympathy for him. He could have just not did it. But anyway.
He could have just paid the bill for her.
Hey, maybe his money kind of...
Hey, the man said, man said, you pay the damn bill. I got damn 3 kids at home.
Like, where your kids at?
Where your kids? Take care of your damn kids.
No, tell your kids to take care of you. 80-year-old black woman, and that's kind of true. I mean, she's 82. I would imagine.
You talking about her kids?
Yeah, I would imagine she's 82. Her kids could have.
Hey, her kids like, hey, it's hard out here, mama.
I said, for failure to pay the $77 trash bill, told her not to cry. The officer tapped her on the back, and she said she was already in handcuffs. Don't cry, Miss Martha. She recalled him saying, he kind of whispered it to me, don't cry. When the 2 officers pulled outside of her Valley, Alabama home on Saturday, Menfield didn't know why they were there. She said the officers, on one white, one black, got out of the patrol car and approached her. One of the officers said they were there to arrest her failure to pay her trash bill. Menfield just laughed. She genuinely thought the officers were joking. He didn't budge. You're not kidding? She recalled asking him. He wasn't. He was there to arrest her for failure to pay a $77.80. She thought that the bill had already been paid. She said Thursday afternoon, sitting in her front porch rocking chair, but it didn't. But they say it hadn't.
This story
sounds like
something that should have happened to a family member. The people got so upset they just threw the damn.
Yeah. I could tell y'all a story that make you laugh. But, I ain't going to throw my family out like that. Menfield said the officers told her that they should have they would have to place her in handcuffs. She put her hands behind her back. The front would do, they told her. Menfield slowed as she told the story. She held her arms out in front of her. In the cuffs, she said, her eyes swelling with tears. They're so heavy, I can't read them all. Dang, boy. Over $77.
Hey, you got to pay your bills.
Damn, man.